it's put this game back in the balance, and from the neutral point of view, who's complaining? And he might be wondering now whether that goal he scored is going to prove as important after all. It's chested down by Staunton for Burrows. McMahon is the player on the left wing, Andy Thorne is the defender. Houghton, Barnes, and Barnes again. Houghton's in the middle, and Beardsley's there as well for Liverpool, and it hits Richard Shaw. Two hopeful appeals for hands, but nothing serious.
It's certainly the best move they've had this afternoon.
But here come Palace with Thomas, and on the far side, Mark Bright's there again. Andy Gray's in the middle this time, so is Thomas. And there's Thomas! Oh, and Grobbelaar got it on the line! An extraordinary 60 seconds. First, Liverpool nearly made an opening, and then Mark Bright, with a surging run down the right, got a beautiful ball in, and it's Andy Gray who beats the defender, and what a good save.
There's a fantastic change of ends there. From being 2-1 up, they could have easily been 2-1 down, John.
Well, it could have, as you say, yes. Both defences were struggling there. It's developing into a really good game, this semi-final. Sometimes they're nervous, tense affairs without much incident, but in this second half especially, the game in general has really come to life. And the crowd joining in to lift the occasion as Liverpool have the free kick. It's Staunton. And Bright is now defending for Palace. Whelan, Hussain, Beardsley. Well, the sheer uncertainty of the FA Cup is what gives it its glamour, isn't it, and its magic, and you can never predict what's going to happen on these one-off occasions, can you?
Well, we spoke about incidents and good movements and finishing, but that really was a fantastic save from Grobbelaar. He seemed to find another 6 inches from out his arm there.
Yes, it was a typical example of what good reactions he has, wasn't it? And Palace had done well again to get people forward in the box. Gray it was who nearly scored. Now it's Hussain getting forward for Liverpool, but falling over in the process. And Jeff Thomas finds Phil Barber. Grobbelaar, so athletic on his line, and made a save there that could just have tipped the scales in this cup tie. We'll have to wait and see how significant it proves. Nigel Martin would have admired it from the other end. It's John Pemberton who made the goal. That's a foul. Alan Hansen on Mark Bright. And free kick to Palace, which puts them in a bit of danger. They've got Gary O'Reilly, I noticed, going forward to help Bright in there. And now they've waved Andy Thorne up as well. Andy Gray has placed the ball. That's his cross. And Bright's there. O'Reilly's there! And Palace! Are they in front? Yes, they are! Liverpool stood there and could really not believe it. And Gary O'Reilly from the back found room in the penalty area. From the set play, which people felt would be a Palace strength, or maybe a Liverpool weakness, O'Reilly drives the ball past Grobbelaar, and just for a moment the whole ground seemed to freeze. But it was a good goal, and it's 2-1 Palace.
Well, there was a set piece I was talking about. They certainly do look vulnerable. Staunton had first chance. to clear it and missed it completely. And I think that Malcolm Harris's point about being physically stronger, I wouldn't say is necessarily correct throughout the side, but certainly in the back four, they look, and the central defence, they look to have appeared a little tired, I think.
Looking for Beardsley. Well, Liverpool have really got to fight for their lives now, haven't they? It's a free kick. Salako on Houghton. 10 minutes to go, and trouble here for Palace possibly. Mark Bright has gone back to help them defend. Barnes, Whelan and Hussain waiting to come in a line of three as Staunton and Venison address the ball. Staunton to Venison. Right across the goal, McMahon! Oh, it's there! It's 2-2! Steve McMahon! Free kick now works for Liverpool, and a nice, unexpected one it was too, how they worked that. Venison's low drilled cross, it comes out to Steve McMahon, and that's a fabulous shot. 2-2.
Well, it was a first-class finish. They just got caught up in there, Crystal Palace, on a free kick. It was had a lot of invention in it.
No chance for Nigel Martin. That was as true as an arrow from Steve McMahon. Barry Venison, the substitute, who provided the cross from a cleverly worked free kick. And as they used to say in Bill Shankly's time and since, you never rule Liverpool out. And with 10 minutes to go, it's all square again. But what a semi-final. Where do we go from here? Extra time, perhaps?
I don't know where we're going, but I'm certainly enjoying it, John.
Well, you, I think, Terry, 40,000 inside the ground and millions at home. What a football match. Beardsley. Oh, look at this. Staunton. Penalty. Pemberton on Staunton. George Courtney has pointed the spot, and Pemberton is distraught. Well, I'm not sure about that from here. Staunton is in the box, there's no doubt about that. But was he pushed? Well, the referee couldn't have been closer, could he? You couldn't fault George Courtney's positioning, and somebody has said too much. Poor John Pemberton is now being booked as well. And in a matter of a couple of minutes, the whole scene here has changed. Steve Staunton was the player who went down. Liverpool have been given a penalty from which they've had mixed luck this season. They've missed a few, they've scored a few, but now the £1 million goalkeeper, Nigel Martin, has to face John Barnes. The Palace players are talking to Barnes, I'm not sure what's being said. George Courtney has booked Pemberton. He's given the penalty kick, and the cup holders could strengthen their grip on the trophy here. Barnes scores. The goalkeeper went the right way, but the kick was true in the corner, and Liverpool lead by 3 goals to 2. And from being 2-1 up, Palace are suddenly dumped on their backsides and can't really believe what's happened to them. Most of all, Pemberton.
Well, it's an incredible turnaround in just 2 or 3 minutes, and to be fair, it looked like Liverpool wasn't going to do it, and they got that very good free kick, and now they're in front.
Just over 3 minutes, Liverpool 3, Crystal Palace 2, in one of the most exciting semi-finals, or certainly the second half, that I can remember. And the emotions on the bench, well, they must feel they've been on a roller coaster ride over there.